Man, I gotta get me a charge real quick. Hold on for a minute. I gotta grab me a charger. Oh, gotta grab me a charger. It's gonna be short and quick because I got some stuff I gotta do and I got some things I gotta take care of. And I got customers I gotta take care of right now. I'm gonna do this short video because we gotta talk about this magic paint. So, like I said, I've been in the business for a long time. I have never seen a screen paint do this ever. And this paint literally did not come out the color it was supposed to come out. This is a major concern too on top of that because you don't know what color your screen's going to come out. You know, I've heard people complaining about streaks, complaining about contrast levels, color levels not pulling correctly, stuff like that. But when you start talking about a paint coming out a completely different color, that is quite disturbing. And I'll show you why. All right, so this is a fellow we're talking about by the name that goes by, calls himself Partey. He really can't use that because, again, I told you it's not his, it belongs to somebody else. But anyway, he has these PSP products because his name is Danny. The problem with the PSP products, there's a lot of stuff wrong with this range game, but we're not going to get into all that. It's this magic paint. We call it magic paint or Houdini paint or circus paint or whatever you want to call it, because he had a guy called Solid 5, supposed to be his trusted friend, or I don't know if they're still friends or not, do the demonstration because he knew the review. He knew that he would basically support the product if it failed or not. But I'm going to show you, even he couldn't get around it because even he could see that the product didn't come out exactly as it claimed to be. Now, it says right here that the product is dark gray. It's supposed to be better for contrast levels and all that. It's not going to achieve any of that. No contrast levels, no color, and ambient light is not going to work on this because it came out gray. All right, so this right here is the fellow who did the review, named by Solid 5.
Gentlemen, mostly gentlemen, let's be honest here, we're all men here, but it's here. We got it. First thing this morning after I just finished up the live stream on the hybrid mix and continuation from the Frankenstein live stream, I saw the mailman pull.
Oh, I'm so glad you mentioned that because Jamie's being sued for a few things. One of them is basically royalties. He did not pay the people who basically who have rights to Frankenstein. He didn't pay them a dime, and I'm glad you mentioned that in the video, which also bears witness that other people have noticed that this guy was making money off a company's name and not paying them a dime. Thank you.
Up. I just had a feeling. I went out there and checked, and my goodness gracious, we got the package in. Super excited. So I'm going to do a overall presentation and shipping overview of how Partey's premium screen paint products will be shipped to customers. And we'll just take overall impressions of the packaging, the presentation of the product, and then we'll even probably pop the top on this thing and get a...
Pop the top? What do you mean? You're going to just talk about the box and shipping? Probably? No, you will pop that top. So we'll show you. So this is the color that came out of the container.
Of the new PSP lineup. And there we have it, guys. Check it out. This is Polaris. Let's put it up to the light. Again, he says it's a dark gray. That's a...
Danny said that the product is a dark gray. Keep in mind.
Exactly what I'm seeing here. Looks fantastic. And again, as you can see, it is very thin. It is very thin. Just so you can kind of see the consistency of it. So again, even this is different from what you would typically see out of a over-the-counter paint. So this is the viscosity of the...
That is over-the-counter product. It is.
Product itself. So again, using a paint pan or a sprayer, a paint pan. But here's the...
Listen to what he says out of his mouth.
Actual color here, guys, under the light. It is a dark gray. The dark gray product, and I'm very interested under the light. It is a dark gray. the dark gray product, and I'm very interested in getting this project going. But
Okay, let's get to that. Let's go to the actual paint down. Let's go to live. So live demonstration. Let's see. Here we go. Now,
everything is pretty darn smooth here to the touch. Everything's dry. Everything looks good. It looks like a good panel to me. And you saw how difficult it was. So, like, I want to deal with the glue underneath and stuff like that. So I just left it on there. So that's not anything to do with the paint. That's the panel. I did that on purpose. That's on me. But just to be fair, look, like this looks not as dark as it is in person. From what.
Well, the funny thing about it is when you pulled down the container, you were in person. You were right there. So you would be able to see it. We can see it. He can't get around that. He can't get on camera and lie and say, well, it's the lighting or whatever. No, he can't get around. It is what it is. It came out two different colors. Let me show you at the beginning where he shook up the container. We'll go right here. I don't want to feel like I'm tired of hearing his voice. It's just, again, he chose this guy because this is a guy who basically would have lied on every little thing. He just couldn't get around that at all, period. So let's show him shaking up the product. Here we go. So you can see he's shaking the product up extremely well. It doesn't take much to get a product to activate. Whereas we just go, tap, tap, that's it, and we're done. That's it. It doesn't take much at all, period. So the fact that he shook it up for that long and it still came out a different color, that's why we call it magic paint. And this is something no one's going to trust. No one's going to paint a screen down and have it come up a different color. So if you look at the surface, this is the surface before he painted it, right? Let's see if we can get a better shot because this Wi-Fi is really messed up here. Let me see. All right, see the color of it? He didn't even paint the screen in. Paint pan's clean. Let me go back in here a little bit more. There we go. Pause it here. Paint pan's clean. There's nothing in the paint pan right there. And see the color of it? Now, this is after 2 coats of applying the surface down. Watch. It didn't change. It's exactly the same color before he painted the screen. So whatever that water or whatever that nonsense in there, it didn't change anything. It didn't even change color. It left some interesting white spots on the screen. It also left some little bits of powder bits. But other than that, it didn't change. His screen is not the color as it's claimed to be. And that's not what Danny said. And he sat there and said that he said it was a dark gray. That's not dark gray. I'll show you how many times he painted over his screen. So you can put 3 coats on here, 4 coats, 5 coats, whatever you want. It's not going to change much. Whatever he has in there, whatever black stuff he went in, it didn't change jack at all, period. That's not the color. That's a completely different color, literally. After you shake it up, completely different color. You guys are colorblind. Literally, you're colorblind. You couldn't tell the difference between this and what you just displayed. Look at the color of that. We need to go pop up another video on that one because I got to keep switching back and forth. And look at the color of this. That's why I said you guys are completely colorblind. That's not the same color. Solid 5. I got to ask you a question. I know you have to have your eyes checked. You do. You're definitely colorblind. You just popped the top on that container. You shook it up, and you couldn't tell that those were 2 different colors. Gee whiz Louise, that is pretty bad. again, this makes you look all the more bad. This is a fellow who got caught. He's going to court. This fellow we're taking to court. He's going to be seeing my face real soon. But this is a fellow who did a fake unboxing on our products. And then you came in and you did this demonstration and you talked to this demonstration as if this never even happened. You said one thing in the video that it's not the same color, but you went on to act like it was a complete unfailed job. No, that was a failed job. It didn't come up the right color. What color is this? Is dark gray. It's not the same color we're looking at on the other end. Come on, man. It's sad, but this is why we call it the Houdini paint. Because again, dealing with streaks, dealing with products that don't pull proper color, that's the minimum of what most people would deal with screen paints. But a screen coming up a complete different color, no, that's a huge, massive problem. Because again, the reason why people order darker or gunmetal or heavier screens because they want better contrast. You can't get a better contrast if your screen is coming up gray.
Exactly what I'm seeing here looks fantastic. And again, as you can see, it says it's a dark gray. That's exactly what I'm seeing here. This is Polaris. Let's put it up to the light. Again, he says it's a dark gray. That's exactly what I'm seeing here. Looks fantastic. And again, as you can see, I'll be using a paint pan, but here's the actual color here, guys, under the light. It is a dark gray, the dark gray product, and I'm very interested in getting this project going. But actual color here, guys, I'll be using a paint pan, but here's the actual color here, guys, under the light. It is a dark gray, the dark gray product, and I'm very interested. Yeah, and it.
I gotta laugh at you because you're definitely an idiot. How did you not see that right there? I can see that right there. Anyone can see that. They're not the same color. So you knew, just like Jamie, when Jamie went in and did the demonstration using Network Grade 773, he got on camera, he's all bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, he showed the receipt, he painted it down. When that screen blended in, that's when he knew his life was over. Basically, his heart just exploded in his chest, and you could see basically the panic and the terror and the nervousness in his eyes. You could literally see it. So he knew he already messed up. They got a term for that. There's a curse word involved in that. I don't want to say it, but you know what it means, you know. He knew he said the curse word. I'm not going to say it. But anyway, here, when he popped that top, he's in a live stream. This is why these guys are terrified to do live streams. In a live stream, there's no way out of it. If your product fails in a live stream, it fails. Our test demonstrations are brutal, and we do those in live streams. We enjoy that kind of stuff at the end of the day. So again, we don't launch a product until it's tested because we need to know how that product is going to react. This is why I can walk around, like I said, in those environments and pull up on ultra short throws, because when we say our product is ultra short throw compatible, it is. I can do it outside if I want to. That's what our technology is designed to do. We've done tons of testing. But again, he's doing a product that's never been tested. So he thought, he already knew when he popped that top, he shook it up. He pretty much probably thought that it was going to blend and come out darker. And the fact that it didn't, got no way out of it. He has to shuffle through it. He's got no choice. What is he going to do? How is he going to get out of that situation? There's other people watching him right now. So how is he going to get out of that?
And I know that that was done on purpose. That's been explained on the website and in the video. You don't need to thin this out. You can roll this, you can spray this. You don't need to do anything to it except for use it. Make it a lot easier with a...
Now that's one coat. Let me see. Going here. Skip all this right here. I want to do this right
here. Completely dry before you do the second coat. Again, I said at the beginning that I didn't take the sticker off because I did not want to deal with the glue underneath and stuff like that. So I just left it on there. So that's not anything to do with the paint. That's the panel. I did that on purpose. That's on me. But just to be fair, like, look, like this looks not as dark as it is in person.
Yeah, it's not as dark as in person. So I don't know what the freak went on there. This is going to be, for him, a lot of have not described complaints on his account. Because it is. It's a simple not as described. This is supposed to come out and it's a complete different color. He's going to lose a lot of money on his products. And then the thing about it, people are worried about the most, and I've heard in forum sites, how much of the rest of the stuff will it come out the same color? That's the problem you're going to have there. So this is why we call it the Houdini paint. I saw that. I was like, when it just basically goes on and on, but he doesn't bring this back up again. He already knows it's not the same color, but he doesn't have a choice. He's in a live stream. He has to push through. Just like when Jamie was in live stream, he matched that house paint. There's no way for him to get around that. He's literally stuck in a live stream. He's going to have to figure a way how to get some kind of damage control to get around it because he's stuck. He can't do anything. And that's what happened to him. He got stuck. This is why we tell you to test your products before you sell them. Perfect example of another one. Got up there, bright-eyed, bushy-tail, didn't test any of his products against house paint. And then when he got up on front of a live stream and he did this demonstration, it went extremely bad. You're talking about going south, it went south in so many different directions, it's not even funny. So look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tail. He literally feels he's going to beat this. We just add this off topic. Got a little time, we're done with the other video. So he bared receipts, bad idea. He bared receipts. We shown he went out and bought this product 100%. No testing. This is right when he shows, right around the time, I guarantee he had a small heart attack. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't. And he's thinking of two different colors. He's not going to match it. That's what he's thinking. And look, he matched. Yeah, he had a small heart attack, I guarantee you. And now he has to spend the rest of the video going through that nightmare. There's no way for him to get around it. I mean, in the video, you will watch him knock things over. He knocked over the camera multiple times. He kept touching the camera. He threw his hands in front of the camera. He tried everything. He just couldn't get around it. He's stuck. This is the reason why live streams terrify people when it comes to testing, because especially when we do test demonstrations, we have to do live demonstrations. So if anything happens, anything comes up, it's out there. Everybody can see it. So we're in the middle of a test. On a test, you're going to expect for failure to pop up. That's part of test. That's how you figure out how to fix problems and make them better and fix the issues, because that's what the tests are for. But these guys never tested their product. They pumped their products up to be something more than what they were supposed to be. And then when they got on a live stream, things went south for them. How in the world are you going to sit there and talk all this trash that you make these products and they do this and do that and blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. They pull the darkest contrast levels and they do all these things, and then to find out that it tanks in a live stream. That's extremely embarrassing. So you're showing a dark gray product. This is the product that he sent over to the fellow to do the live stream on. It's dark gray. Not recommended for short throw projectors. He never talked about the gain, so that's a whole different topic right there about the gain range. He never talked about what gain he was painting in. We never saw a second demonstration on the other one saying that you can paint this. There's no link here showing you how to paint it in to get the second gain, so that's all phony. Uh, that's it. There's really nothing here at all, period. And it's supposed to be described as dark gray. And that's not what we're seeing here. We're actually seeing on this demonstration a screen that's not dark gray. Actually, in this, the crazy thing about it is it's literally the same color when he first started off, without him not even painting the screen.
Riverboat.
It's the same color. Come back over here. Same color. Nothing's changed. I should shrink this a little bit. There we go. So nothing's changed at all. He painted a gray screen. It was supposed to be dark gray. Yeah, that's why we call it the Houdini paint. This is what happens when you run your mouth, you don't do tests. At the end of the day, this is what you're faced with. So we explained this when Danny, well, Danny was doing dumb stuff anyway. But anyway, well, his second time around making this PSP nonsense, he saw the crash and burn that Crow went through. When Crow came on there and did a demonstration and talked all this trash about his product being this, that, and the other, and he matched the house paint. But Crow has did this before. He did this with the Bear Silver Screen and the Personal Mix. He matched in a demonstration. Common sense would have told him from there to go in and start testing your products, because you don't want to go through this again. They don't learn from their mistakes. Did he learn from his mistakes? No, he turned around and did the exact crash and burn again. This fellow right here, well, he turned around and did a demonstration on a product he thought was going to be dark gray, and it didn't come out dark gray. Came out completely different. Ta-da! And this is the finished product.
I'll put it right over here. Let's see here. There's a little bit here in the corner that needs to dry, but other than that, the rest of it is all good to go. So again, here's the sticker. Never mind that, but just take a look at the texture itself. Very light texture.
Very bad texture. I can see that. There's a lot of bumpy texture. I told you, any imperfection that's on the surface, it's going to push through. It's thin. On top of that, it's not dark gray, as he claimed to be.
Not an issue whatsoever. At least.
Silent Wake 5. You need to get your eyes checked. You reviewed a product that was dark gray. And this is not dark gray. And you're saying it's a finished product, there's nothing wrong with it, it's working. No, it's not. It's not a described product. It's not dark gray. And again, question to be asked here, what game did you paint in? Because it says it has 2 game capabilities. So which one did you paint in? Which you never even talked about on camera at all, period. So as you can see, it's a product that's untested. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. It did not come out exactly as claimed to be. It was claimed to be a dark gray, and it's not even a dark gray. And how would that affect your screen? By a ton, by a lot. Because again, the darker gray screen is going to be able to pick up a little better contrast and better color, and you won't receive any of that now. That's gone.
Very interested in getting this project go. Fantastic. And again, as you can see, it is very thin. It is very thin. Check it out. This is Polaris. Let's put it up to the light. Again, he says it's a dark gray. That's exactly what I'm seeing here. Look.
Taco, can you get out of there, please? You're not supposed to be in there. That's where my projector sit at. No, it's not a dark gray. Not anywhere close.
Check it out. This is Polaris. Let's put it up to the light. Again, he says it's a dark gray. That's exactly what I'm seeing here. Looks fantastic. And again, needs to dry. But other than that, the rest of it is all good to go. Do the second coat. Again, I said at the beginning that I didn't take the sticker off because I did not want to deal with the glue underneath and stuff like that. So I just left it on there. So that's not anything to do with the paint. That's the panel. I did that on purpose. That's on me. But just to be fair, look, this looks not as dark as it is in person.
There you go. Danny, that product is a fail. You should pull it off the market right now. You should not be selling it, because you have a product that can't even match the color. Painting it out, it doesn't match the color. That is pretty messed up. Yeah, and if that means if it doesn't match the color, that means your entire specification sheet is fake. Okay, that's basically about it. Short and sweet. Gotta go. Thank you all, and God bless. Buyer beware. As I told you before you buy these products, make sure they can show that they have been tested before they are sold. Request tests. If you don't, you end up with this mess. All right.